I'm here on another cool episode of Bank on It, and I'm joined with none other than Kelly Goldsworthy, who's the head of rewards at Capitec. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me.
Amazing. It's great to be here. It's quite nice sitting on the couch having a conversation.
Just having you as a reward on this show. You know? So listen, we're going to chat through the ins and outs of rewards systems, and super keen to get into it. You look after the largest financial services rewards program in the country. Take us through it.
Yeah, where do I start? I mean, heading up something like Live Better is quite an honor, actually, to think that you can impact that many people's lives on a daily basis. But I mean, Capitec being 24 million odd clients, every one of our clients gets access to Live Better, which is great. It means that it's 100% accessible to all of them. But, if you look at how many people actually participate and get value out of the system, we have about 14 million active app clients every month. And of those, consistently going into Live Better Rewards to take up deals is around 7 million of those clients. Now, in the context of banking, that's a huge proportion of our base, which just really means that we can get into the everyday South Africans' hands, which is actually, it's an amazing experience to be able to deliver value and tangible value, not smoke and mirrors or things hidden behind T's and C's. No unnecessary complexities. So it's it's a journey.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So who are some of the partners that integrate into this?
So we've had quite a interesting sort of last 4 years. We started Live Better with a very simple program, and we only had 3 or 4 core partners at the time. And they all were deemed almost cashback partners. So you spend at them and you get cashback every month. So that included the likes of Shell, Dis-Chem, Cashbuild, Exclusive Books, and a few others. But we've gone on quite a transformative journey in the last 18 months. A lot of the work's happened in the background, but for the last 6 months in particular, we've ramped up to now having 52 partners.
Wow.
Yep. Of which not everyone sees everything. We're quite personalized in using our data to understand what you like. But we've basically got, I like to call it my Smartie box. We've got a Smartie box of partners. And, if you like red Smarties, we position those partners to you. And it's everything from grocery retailers like Boxer to HP with laptops and devices, Garmin. We've got deals with online tech companies like Dress Your Tech, which does cell phone accessories, etc. iStore, ANU hotel groups, flights. So we cover a broad array.
Very wide spectrum, right?
Yeah. I mean, although I'd love to be able to name every partner, 52 is a rather long list.
From where you're seated every day, how do you balance managing the right incentives with the right behavior and the positive behavior?
It's such a critical point. I think one of the things that gives me sleepless nights is where is that cut line, right? Where is too much? So we do pride ourselves, though, in making sure we don't overstep the line. So we obviously use our client data very responsibly, and we monitor how clients react within the Capitec ecosystem. So we obviously can see where people are spending their money and how they're spending their money. But for me, it's about if I can ensure that I'm making their lives better. That's the key principle I adhere to every time. So I'm never going to launch a campaign that ultimately puts the client in a worse off position. I want to know that at the end of that campaign, even if I'm asking them to, let's say, shop 5 times, I'm doing it because I know that they love the retailer that they're shopping at. So that shouldn't be an issue. So they already are showing that behavior. But B, the end of that journey gives them some seriously tangible value, which ultimately helps them every month. So whether it's the fact that 50 Rand voucher will go towards buying their next set of medication, or if it's at Boxer and it's a middle of the month deal where they get 100 Rand off an item, that's significant savings that really impact the client at the end of the day. So whether it's with an external partner or retailer, or it's an internal behavior that we're trying to drive in Capitec, we always put the client first and say, is it in the best interest of the client? And I think if you've got that as the leading question, you should always make the right call and not become overly what's the right word? Not play directly just into the business's intent as opposed to what's right for the client at the end of the day.
How do you choose as a user, consumer, client, the right reward system for you?
Yeah, and everyone will have a slightly different view on it. I think in the consumer market, like retail market, nowadays it's become exceptionally competitive. So every other grocery store or every other petrol station has their own reward system. There's some that do it exceptionally well. The ones that are working the best, both from the loyalty white papers and research from consumers, are those that give instant gratification, so right there and then, with significant value. Because I think the average consumer feels it on their pocket. And if it's making a difference to you on your grocery bill every month, then it makes sense. So in that context, my advice would be is go where it really adds value to your bottom line at the end of the day. If you're talking about the financial services sector and insurance world, it is exceptionally complex. I think the insurance space is the most complicated. Financial services, of course, I'd say go for the simplest, most accessible one. But in insurance, you have to look out for what you're trying to get out of the system at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But don't be bamboozled by the rewards when sometimes you can actually get just plain insurance at a far better price. People often forget that there are providers out there that will give you a great product for a fraction of a price, but it's no frills. But they get side-swiped by the frills and the excitement of rewards, which they never ever use, but they're paying for it. So my advice would be is look for the stuff that actually adds value to your pocket every month.
So Kelly, what's next for rewards and Live Better? Give me a few clues, a few things. It doesn't have to be, the confidential, but you can tease out something.
It's exciting. That much I can tell you. So look, it's early days in our journey with this new way, and we've only really been in the market with this gamified sort of campaign style approach for the last 6 months, really 6-7 months. So we as a business are still maturing, finding things that work, finding things that don't work. How do we make sure that we've got the right partners, the right offers? So you will see some big headline relationships coming to life in the coming months. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
With really strong rewards propositions, which I think hopefully will disrupt a few other market players. So that'll continue, and we will continue to bring just, to each segment of the market. We've got a big focus on the youth at the moment. So we're really trying to find cool and funky partners that talk to the youth. And it crosses everything from daily products to really serious things. Like, how can we ensure that we as Capitec give the youth the right access to products that will help them through their financial journey? So it's not just about retail partners and deals. It's around growing their credit score, giving them apps, learning about healthy credits, incentivizing them to, learn how to manage their finances while they're studying and working. So lots of work in that space. And then recently, there's been a lot of a push from Capitec in the small business sector.
Yeah.
And we really do, as an organization, feel that the emerging markets and small business is where the next boom is for South Africa. I know Harry's famous quote recently of the 10% unemployment has done its rounds. But it's the truth. We really do believe that there's this economy that lies below the surface that is just thriving. And we want to get in there and figure out how to build that up in different ways. So we, of course, are going in with traditional things, but we're also going in with a bit of a rewards play. So watch this space. In the next 2 or 3 months, actually, we will have our first release of a new product in the small business sector, which is very exciting.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, and for me, that's about enabling people. Ultimately, rewards is about value, but it's about changing people's circumstances. So if you talk about the retail space, it's about how do we make it better for them every month and get by on their monthly essentials and take the right products. But in the SME and business world, it's around how do we grow their business? What do we need to do for them and with them to get them to grow sales and gain access to clients, etc. So that's the world we're playing in now.
Kelly Goldsworthy, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your wisdom. Can't wait to see what's next.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.